Kira Larson stood at the gates of Blackthorn Sanctuary, its towering, decayed structure casting a long shadow in the fading daylight. The whispers of the townsfolk still lingered in her mind, warnings to stay away, to leave the asylum's dark secrets buried. But Kira was here for answers. Steeling herself, she stepped through the creaking gates, her flashlight piercing the encroaching darkness. The asylum's lobby was a graveyard of forgotten furniture and peeling walls. The air was thick, damp, and heavy with decay. As Kira's footsteps echoed through the desolate space, she froze. A whisper, soft, almost imperceptible, drifted through the air. "Kira!" Her flashlight trembled in her hand. Someone, or something, had called her name. In a dim, cluttered office, Kira sifted through stacks of forgotten patient files, uncovering fragments of a chilling past, delusions, paranoia, and violence. One name surfaced repeatedly: Evelyn Voss. The notes described her as a dangerous patient, tormented by voices urging her to harm. A drawing in the margins froze Kira, a faceless figure with unnaturally long arms and a sinister grin. Beneath it, in jagged handwriting, were the haunting words, "She's listening." The basement was colder, darker, and suffocatingly silent. Kira followed the narrow corridor until she stood before it, a steel vault door, its surface battered and scarred. Behind the door, she felt something, an unseen presence, heavy and expectant. The whispers grew louder, swirling around her, layering over each other until they formed a single command. "Let us out." Her breath caught. Her instincts screamed to run, but her curiosity pulled her closer. The vault gave way, and from its depths emerged Evelyn, a grotesque figure, eyeless and impossibly tall. Her wide, malevolent grin locked onto Kira. Kira ran. Doors slammed shut behind her, the walls groaning as if alive, forcing her deeper into the asylum. She stumbled into a common room, its walls lined with mirrors. In her reflection, she wasn't alone. Evelyn stood behind her, her grin wider, her eyeless face tilting unnaturally close. The whispers turned into deafening laughter. "You brought me back," Evelyn hissed. With trembling hands, Kira replayed the recording she'd captured, the faint whispers growing louder, more coherent. These weren't just voices. They were commands, insidious instructions repeating in endless loops. Panic gripped her as the shadows around her thickened, and then she felt it. Evelyn's icy fingers wrapped around her arms, her breath like frost against Kira's ear. "You can't leave," Evelyn cooed, her voice disturbingly soft, almost tender. "You're part of us now." The whispers ceased. Silence fell. Then, the darkness surged forward and swallowed Kira whole. Days later, demolition crews arrived to tear down Blackthorn Sanctuary. They combed through the ruins, but Kira Larson was nowhere to be found. No trace, no sign, just the decaying remnants of a dark past. But the whispers, those never left. On quiet nights, when the wind howled through the town, locals claimed they could still hear her voice, faint and desperate, blending with the others. Her words would rise above the rest, pleading for freedom. "Help me. Let me out." And the darkness would answer, silently, as it always had.